Welcome to the podcast. So today we are, and I actually had requests for this from a couple of people.
Did you?
About how I pack. And I think it's important to show because when I tell people that I travel with one bag, they go, well, yeah, you're a man. You can do that. But what they don't realize is that I have a sister who saw what I was doing and said, oh, I wonder maybe I can do that too. Bought the same bag and is successful at traveling. We had a little trial run to Texas earlier this year, right?
We did. Yeah. And I was actually amazed I could do it. Mm-hmm. I was a little frightened. But my house, I did the Marie Kondo method on my house and reduced all of my clutter.
Okay.
And I think that this is Marie Kondo packing.
Ah.
Yeah, it's reduced clutter, it's minimalist, and I actually found it to be very freeing to do it. So I'm excited about it.
Good. So the idea here is, and for you people listening in the podcast, we're actually videoing this at the same time. So if it works, we'll put it up there on YouTube, but also put some pictures up on the show notes page. And I think it's only fair that we draw out a list of the things that each of us has.
I like that idea.
In our bag. And then that way, because we'll talk about them as we do this, but I'm sure we'll probably miss something here or there.
Yes.
And the other thing that I wanted to do going through this is I've evolved a little bit in the way that I do this. I always try to get everything in one bag, which worked great going to Philadelphia. However, going overseas, I found that it was probably better for me to have a second bag if I could get away with it.
I can imagine.
And so I'll demonstrate the way the second bag works as well. But the thought here is by the end of this episode, you should have a good idea of not only how you fill out this small little bag that should be able to fit underneath the seat in front of you on an airline, but also how you might make some adjustments to that plan so that you can be prepared for colder weather if it's going to be colder weather, because that's going to cause you to pack a little bit differently, or you're going to want to know how do I handle my passport and all that stuff, and maybe that's a little bit easier with the second bag or a little bit more secure with the second bag. So we'll walk through these.
Well, I think we could probably talk about different contingencies with any of it, you know. So
yep.
I've been trying to plan a trip to Prague, or thinking about planning a trip to Prague. I haven't even gotten that far, but thinking about going in the winter. Mm-hmm. And how much would you have to carry for that? That would be an interesting thing to work through.
Yeah. It's tough because I've taken, when I took my trip to Philadelphia, even being in the same country and trying to pack, the weather can change. You might have warmer days than you expected.
Do you remember how cold it was in Denver when we landed, going to Texas?
How cold was it in Denver?
Oh my gosh, we walked through the plant. It was freezing. We didn't go out in Denver, but you did.
Yeah. How cold was it?
It was freezing. It was snowing.
That's
it was
interesting.
Cold. But we went from Texas to Colorado.
That's true. I'll tell you.
And I went to Louisville.
Yeah. The places where it's really hit me the most was when I flew in the middle of winter from North Carolina or from South Carolina to Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, it was cooler. Mm-hmm. It was in the 50s, I think, while I was there. And I was all packed with stuff to bundle up. And then I got to Hawaii. And I stepped off the plane in Hawaii, and it was 86 degrees, and I had a jacket on.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Yeah, it was. So it doesn't, and I've had situations where I flew to Las Vegas, flew back through Minnesota, and it was the middle of winter in Minnesota, and just walking through the airport, you were freezing.
Yeah, well, that's what Denver was for me. It was like, whoa, I can't get off this plane.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's times when you really can't prepare. I think one of the toughest for me is, and this is where I develop my idea of what I'm going to pack, is by what shoes I'm taking. Because I'm only going to wear a pair of shoes. I wear size, 15, 14 shoes, even my flip-flops are too big to put in a bag.
Yeah.
So I have to decide, am I going to be going casual? Am I going to be going more dressy? Is this a business trip? Is this a
I wear size
hiking
11
trip?
shoes too. So shoes is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sort of a little bit bohemian, so I don't have to have fancy high heels or anything.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier.
You actually are bohemian.
I actually am, which is why I want to go to Prague.
Right. There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But having a couple pair of shoes is important to me because you get blisters from one pair and you need to wear a different pair. Or you've got a dress and you want to wear something with the dress, but you don't want to, don't wear heels, but I imagine there are going to be people who wear more makeup than I do, have heels, carry more hairdryer.
Right.
You know, so for women, I might be a little bit more or less feminine in some areas that packing is important for them.
It's going to be interesting to see what's in your bag then.
It is, isn't it?
That comes up with the question of the shoes and is there a hairdryer in there and all of those sorts of, because I have my theories on how those things can be solved, but it'll be interesting to see because it's about priorities.
Well, look at
too.
my hair. Mm-hmm. It's short.
Right.
It was not short before.
Yeah. Part
of the shortness is for travel.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have to carry a blow dryer.
Same here.
Well, yeah, but
although I don't blow dry, but I don't have to put stuff in my hair to make it look okay, so it doesn't like go all over the place.
Yes.
So it's just easier. That's one less thing I have to take with me.
And that's why I cut my hair.
Yeah.
And quit coloring it and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some things that other people might need that they need a bag for, and it depends on your priorities. So.
Exactly. I mean, and
for men too.
Sometimes when you're taking a trip, like for instance, flying Delta Airlines, you can have a cabin bag. Well, a cabin bag is going to allow you to take something that's bigger than this. I mean, this is the size of our bags.
Well, that's how I got to Europe. When I went to England, I had a regular overhead bag and a underseat bag. So I had both, and I got there. When I came home, because I was bringing things home with me, I bought this great big bag and had it checked. So when I went out minimal. Yeah. When I came back, I was not minimal.
It was a bit more, yeah. I almost did the same thing in Scotland because I was like, I want to bring home some whiskey.
And I have that lovely bag that I bought in London.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So in trying to figure out, the one thing I do know is that I don't want to be that person that is lugging around a bag yay big, and because I don't even want to take it out of the airport. I don't care if it has wheels or not. I just don't want to be lugging around something that big.
I don't want to be that person who gets on Facebook and says my luggage is lost.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. And I've had that happen before.
I've never had that happen, and I will never have that happen. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is one contingency, something that could happen when you get on a plane, and this will happen if you're trying to fly budget and you get the economy, you are always the last person on the plane. Mm-hmm. The problem with being the last person on the plane is if they have filled all the overhead bins,
they will check your bag.
They may tell you, even though you say, I could put this under my seat, they'll say, we got to tag it. We'll tag it for free, but we got to tag it, and we're going to have to put it on the plane. So this will be where I come in with my idea of traveling overseas and making sure you have a second bag.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'll get to that in a little bit. But this is like Christmas. Let's unveil.
It is like Christmas.
Let's unveil our surprises. And should we take it, ladies first usually, but in this case, I wonder if I should start a little bit because they expect me to be able to do this, and the surprises are going to come when they see what you have. Maybe.
I don't know.
Or we could maybe
be similar.
We can unpack them at the same time. Maybe.
I want to show off.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
Because here's the thing. Andrew put this bag. I call him Andrew. He goes by Drew.
I go by both.
He does. Put this bag online, and I ordered it. Just from his website, loved it. So I got it and I was really excited. But when I went to Texas and started using it, that's when I got excited.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So number one, there's this little teeny pocket at the top. So while I'm in the airplane, I can pull out a thing of gum, or I've got my charger.
Okay, so she's pulling out a little tube of gum there. And
Well, this is different, but that's representative of gum.
Okay. Imagine gum.
Imagine gum. Just the little things that you need,
The quick and get to them quickly, like your earbuds for your...
Exactly.
Yeah, stuff you're
So
going to need to grab. Okay.
And then there's this water bottle holder over here, which somebody could maybe help me figure out what kind of water bottle I can take on a plane, because I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah.
And then my phone's in here, and in my phone are my credit cards, my ID, all that. It's not got a passport holder, but...
Yeah, so this is really cool from a standpoint of it's a little stretchy side pocket. It's netting, and so I've put my passport in there before, or something like that. That I need to be able to grab it quickly.
It's so quick to grab it.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it
so
expands.
If I put water bottles in there, I might miss that part.
Right.
And then my iPad goes right in the front, so I can read a book on the plane.
Okay, so there to describe this bag, if you're not looking at it at the moment, it's kind of.
It's a duffel bag.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Small
really
duffel.
a larger, it's a little larger than a backpack would be, just in that it's...
Squarish.
Yeah, it's a little more squarish. And so it's got a little pocket on the front, and that pocket, if you've got this thing stuffed, you're only going to be able to put some flat stuff in there. So electronics are definitely good for that.
Yeah, and your passport could go up there too.
Right. Yes.
So, and it's unzip, and there you go, and you put it in and check it separate when the electronics have to be separate. So,
Okay.
Again, I haven't traveled international with that yet. Inside of that front flap, and the cool part is the front flap is just on one side. It's not centered.
Yeah, it's like a dog flap. It's like a tongue.
Yeah.
Flops
so,
back.
and I love that feature, and I'll show you in a minute why. But in the flap of that is another pocket, and
Yes.
I have this little bag of goodies, and this is just out of my briefcase. It's got pens and stuff and tea and different things, some little chocolates and candies and whatever in it.
Right.
But I could put whatever I need to travel in there with that.
I don't have all of those pens and markers.
Those are pens and markers, because that's what goes in my briefcase
Okay.
at work. I just grabbed it out of there so you could see that I could fit more in there.
I was thinking it's not like eyeliner and stuff like that, although you could
but
do
it
that.
could be.
Yeah.
Exactly. It could be. To me, this is, you can see through it. It's clear, and it's handy to find exactly what you need.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the other thing that you find when you fly a lot is that they want everything in a clear package.
Yeah.
So if you can provide them with a way to view everything, that makes things go a whole lot faster.
Exactly. I'm going to set that out for a minute. All right. So that was in the front pack there. So that's just the flap.
Okay.
And I think I could fit a computer in here if I needed to, but I don't carry my computer for much. I think the iPad does most everything I need.
So this is interesting because it's bulging a bit. It's funny when you
is
unzip the
bulging.
front, it's like everything was resting in there nicely, but now it's like, I want out.
No, hang on though, okay,
Yeah.
because I'm going to explain that. Okay, so this is my journal,
Yep.
and when I travel, I journal,
Okay.
and I write down my events and what I've done and what I enjoyed about it.
And by the way, there's another flap in here, another little tongue.
There is.
And this is above that tongue.
So all of this that's just stuffed in here is my nightwear.
Okay.
You don't have to fold your nightwear
That's true.
unless you're...
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a night mask to keep the dark.
I folded my nightwear.
Mom would be so proud.
So
This is a thin robe, so I can walk around if there's company around and be in a robe.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's that inner flap, and it has little tie downs.
So the cool thing about this inner flap is that it's got netting on both sides of it and a zipper on both sides of it. So you could actually slide something in the top that's flat and something that's in the bottom that's flat.
Yes.
So and have visual on both.
Exactly.
So that's a nice little added
Yeah,
touch.
yeah. I mean, you could have your iPad, your passport, and know where everything is right away.
When I first started traveling, I used that as the protective layer between my laptop so it wouldn't get scratched up.
Right.
Although the drawback is it does have the little zippers on it, which could scratch something up that way. But depends on how you lay it in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it gives you some choices.
Yep.
Okay, so
I see shoes.
now
Yes.
it's getting neater.
Okay.
All right, so the shoes I'm wearing right now are my go-to shoes.
Well, and let's talk about this too, because you're going to be wearing
Shoes.
some of your clothes when you get on the plane, hopefully. And when you are doing that, kind of describe, in addition to this bag, what kind of clothing are you wearing to...
Am I still on? Okay.
Yeah. But
So-
remember, they can't see you, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a jacket on,
Okay.
and it's summer right now, and my trip right now is to South Carolina. So I'm not going to wear anything heavy, but if I were traveling to Prague in the winter, which is something I would like to try, I would be wearing something heavy. Actually, when I went to Texas, it was cold in North Carolina, and we went through Colorado, and then I was going to Louisville,
Right.
and it could have been cold. So I actually had a wool wrap on that I could wear in the airplane, and if the air conditioning was too high, I could warm up and go to sleep. And I could take it off and sit on it while I was waiting for the flight to finish, and then put it back on and go out and take it off again. So it's flexible that way, what you wear. So you could add layers.
Right.
And so these shoes are awesome because they're just little Mary Janes. They have a strap in the back. I can kick them on and kick them off to throw them in their little bucket and go through TSA.
Okay.
Very easy. And the jacket is something that you can do light or warm wherever you're going to go. What else? What else could you add to your wear?
Well, if it was wintertime, you could throw a winter coat over the top, or
A couple coats,
yeah.
or a big sweater and a coat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I'll kind of demonstrate that when I go through on my stuff
Okay.
too, show
All
you
right.
how I do it.
but because this is summer, and you invited me for a bicycle ride,
Yes.
I brought some bicycle shorts.
Ah. Yes.
Okay. So they're right in the top here.
Okay.
And in the very top of my bag is a makeup bag.
Okay.
Or not makeup necessarily, but toiletries.
Yep.
So I have...
So do you carry everything in there that you would need, from soap and shampoo
This
to
goes in the
others?
bathroom. Yeah.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is the little bag that I throw in the bathroom and leave it in the bathroom if I'm going to stay in a hotel for more than one day.
Okay.
Conditioner, shampoo, deodorant, a razor, some hair product for keeping my hair from becoming hugely frizzy, toothpaste, which, oh my gosh, I discovered this new toothpaste.
You showed me, yeah.
I have not tried it yet. Where did I put the thing?
It was that tube at the beginning that I said was gum.
It is, and it's called Bite. And what it is it's a tablet.
Yeah.
And so I put some in here for my travel. And it's one tablet, you bite it, and you brush. It came from Amazon in the mail today, so I have not tried it. I cannot recommend it yet.
Okay.
But for traveling, could you put that in a Ziploc bag, and then as you travel and go down the day, all you have left is a Ziploc bag at the end of the day?
Yeah. I think
You're
the only
there for 7 days, you pack 7 tablets, you're
Right.
done.
Yeah. Well, as tablets, yes. If it was a powder or something like that, you probably wouldn't get away with it.
Right.
Yep.
But no, it's just tablets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it is interesting.
chew your toothpaste.
Stay tuned. I'll let you know how they
All
go.
right. All right.
Face wash, hair product, toothbrush, shampoo.
Okay.
And I've got a pair of tweezers.
And it's in a nylon bag that you can see through. It's dark, but you can still see through it.
You can see through it, so
Yep.
they won't get mad at me. I have run into going through TSA with a corkscrew.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The assist.
With a corkscrew and with protein powder, and I got caught for both of them.
Oh, my.
So I'm learning as I go.
Okay.
Andrew's the expert. I'm not.
I'm trying. You know, it's funny. I'm feeling like I'm having a George Carlin moment.
I know. That's
Well-
what I was thinking of.
Well, when I listen to George Carlin, sometimes he does sight jokes, and you're listening to it on an album, and you're like, okay, that wasn't as funny as I thought. I'm just trying to think of when do we have these moments when
Well, you keep telling them what you see.
we have
but-
to describe this. Yes. So she still really hasn't even cracked
No,
the top
I'm
of this
thinking
case
of the
yet.
stuff routine that he did.
Oh, yeah. Place for my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you travel, you've got all your stuff, but it's just a part of your stuff, all
Yes.
the rest of your stuff, and you put it in somebody else's drawer where they took out their stuff so you could put your stuff in it.
we were having a bilateral, non-congruent George Carlin moment.
Yes, we were. I think you might edit that part out.
I think the only reason that I could say that is because we're drinking whiskey right now.
This is going to be edited. I know it is. All right. Got a pair of wool socks for running.
Okay.
And yet, I did not fit my running shoes in here. I have minimalist running shoes.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's really hard to pack because you will say, I can't take my white gym socks if I'm going to be wearing flip-flops all the time.
Right.
I could, but I don't want to be that guy. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's a little tough. You really have to. That's why I say start with the shoes.
I always pack a few days ahead because I'll walk through my day and go, oh, yeah, I'm going to need that. And then I'll pack that.
Okay.
So I would have remembered the running shoes. They're in the car, but... So the socks are unnecessary all of a sudden.
Throw them away for those trinkets that you want to put in your bag on your return trip.
Right. But I do have minimalist running shoes, which really don't take up a lot of space.
Okay.
So I could trade out the sandals that I brought.
All right.
So I do have sandals packed in either side of this bag. And so I'm going to take those out. Because this is my nightgown.
Okay.
All right. Now, in here, I have a couple of things for workout. I have a pair of workout pants and a top.
Okay.
And the top has a built-in bra, so I don't have to have
a lot of stuff in there.
I know. Wait. Hang on. It gets better.
Okay.
This is like a car commercial now.
Is. Yes.
But yeah, this is my running stuff, and it has a built-in bra, so I don't have to have a sports bra with me.
Okay.
Right? All right. Some people do need the sports bra.
All right.
I am not that well endowed, so it's okay. I have a Ziploc bag with 6 pair of underwear.
Okay.
I have a Ziploc bag with 2 bras.
Yep.
I have 2 pair of pants. One are denim leggings.
Okay.
Very nice denim leggings. One is a nice pair of black slacks.
Okay.
And then I have 2 skirts.
You are really good at this.
Yeah. You know why I love this bag?
Seriously, look on YouTube and see what she's done here, because that's
amazing.
Insane.
And this is what I did when I went to Texas, because what really freaked me out was everything's visible.
Yeah.
When I take the nightgown out and the running stuff out, everything is visible. Okay? So I'm going to have to repack this so you can take pictures of it later. But okay, 2 skirts. These skirts are just T-shirt material.
Okay.
So the wrinkles will hang out pretty quickly out of those. And the way I fold them, hold that for me, please. Okay. The way I fold things is in thirds.
Okay.
And then I just sort of roll them like this, and then they stand up very neatly. Mm-hmm. My slacks are the same way.
This is what's impressing me, because mine I just fold like a man folds.
My slacks are the same way. They're folded in half, and then one fold over, one more fold over. This is Marie Kondo.
Okay.
I know it's hokey, but it works. So here you go. And they slide right down in there. You want to know what's cool about this?
What's that?
You get a plastic bag and you put it in here, and all the dirty stuff goes at this end and the clean stuff at this end, and you can just line it all up.
Okay.
All right. This is the folded pajamas.
Yes.
This is my folded pajamas moment.
Okay.
So I have one.
You are embarrassing me.
See? One.
She's really good at this, folks.
2.
You ever think about doing this professionally?
I actually kind of want to be a hoarder therapist, someone who helps people clean out their homes. But
Okay.
whole different podcast. I've got 3 tops.
Okay.
All right. 3 shirts to go with 2 pair of pants and 2 skirts.
So you're good for, so you're counting what you're wearing as day
1, 2, 3. There's 4 bottoms.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Is that 4 tops? Yeah, 4 tops.
Standing in the shadows of love. Oh, sorry. That's the other 4 tops. I know.
We're going to reshoot this tomorrow, right? Okay. 4 bottoms, 4 tops, and now the piece de resistance. Forgive my accent.
I wish I had a drum roll.
Hold this.
I feel like Vanna White.
Yes. These dresses
Yes.
are amazing.
Okay.
They do not wrinkle.
That's always good.
They stretch.
Yeah.
They are comfy. So you fold them in thirds. You roll them up. And I have 2 of those.
All right.
Okay? You can squish those in there as bad as you want to. And then, oh, this is another jacket. I forgot I put that in there.
Yeah.
So I have 2 jackets.
Okay.
This has got a nice little drape to it and doesn't wrinkle too bad. So I have 2 jackets.
Looks like a shawl.
1 black dress, a little bit, but it's got sleeves.
Okay.
1 black dress, 2 brightly colored dresses, and then 4 other outfits.
So you could go how many days before you needed to go to a laundromat?
4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Nice.
In one teeny tiny
One
bag.
little bag.
But again, the thing I love the most about it is I can see everything every day without digging through my bag to try to find anything.
Which I can't do.
Yet.
Yeah. One of these days, I need to learn some lessons.
Okay. You will be able to do this, but you can't do it yet.
Okay. I can't wear a dress like that. So
Yet is my favorite word.
Makes my thighs look big.
Well, you have to discover what the man thing is that you can do with that
Yeah.
dress.
Although I got to tell you right now, wrinkle-free shirts let me down all the time.
Really?
They really are not wrinkle-free.
Yeah.
My dryer seems to take it as a challenge to see how wrinkled it actually can make my shirts. I don't know what it's all about, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so
I did good, right?
That's it. You did awesome.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
This is why I wanted to go first, because now I feel ashamed. All right, so here's my bag.
I'm going to move mine.
All right. And the thing about my bag is you'll see it's the exact same bag. Mine doesn't probably feel quite as
Overstuffed.
stuffed, yes, but it does actually.
You don't have bike shorts in there, that's why.
This could last me 6 days before I need to go. So this is exactly the bag that I took with me to Philadelphia, but I've taken the exact same bag to Scotland. And I was in Scotland and Ireland for 3 weeks.
This is all you took to Scotland?
I took this and I took my laptop bag.